cut me saying that I see that he was going to cut this. And
yeah, it's
Don't
too
cut
late.
it.
It's
Don't
too
cut
late.
it.
It's just
Congratulations on making the cold open. All right.
it's raw.
really tried here. Feeling very Esri right now.
Nope.
And that's really
Hey,
Khyber Shards, a
welcome to
certain
Khyber
edition
Shards.
show where we play in a setting of our choosing.
It's 5th edition.
Casey.
Oh, the
You
music is
just
so
stop
loud.
the video here. This episode's going to be a nightmare already. I can tell you. This isn't future Eric. This is past Eric talking.
5th edition actual play show set in the Eberron Campaign Setting. It's time for another episode, everyone. Woo! Casey, recount our most recent adventure.
It's gonna be such a good summary, guys.
Oh, we need a black and white filter.
We being the characters had lots of emotions. Esri heard some grunting from a dead guy, and then we went to the nest and presented our map to Hallis. Nope. Yes.
That's correct.
And there were lots of feelings conversations, how we felt about killing Tommel or not killing Tommel. Ari's back played an important role in the episode.
Or did it?
You'll never know.
I know, I'm telling you.
Only
inside
to the
rolls-
viewer,
Out
because
of
we didn't
order.
know.
The
I'm
inside
so
rolls were
sorry.
so bad.
We did roll really poorly. 1, 2, and 5, I believe. It's probably wrong. And
You're doing great, Casey.
then
You're doing great. You're nailing
this
it.
feels really
got it.
good. This is why I asked for
not
a
even
summary
that late.
before I do these. And then Pog and Shade had some conversation that Pog is really upset with Ari because Ari lied. And then we finally got the map back from Hollis. And Esri noticed a mark on the corner, and Hallis said it's totally fine, and we believed him. And now we're on our way. You're
It's just
welcome.
it's a quality assurance mark. It's nothing. Nothing to worry about.
It's like that inspected by tag when you get a new pair
Yeah,
of shorts.
that's really all it is. It's just it's just the initials.
If the Wayfinders are tracking that map and they're going to go forcibly take it from whoever has it, that's good. That's better. Like,
Right,
Totally.
not a problem.
Yep. So, making our way out of the nest.
Since
you
Ari
pass-
left a decent bit first, well, if we're not outside yet, Ari's already outside.
Okay. You make your way past the table where Carva seems to be counting out the results of a lost wager with Finkel. Pass down the corridor of Wayfinder trophies and out the front where you see Ari is departed already. So
I mean,
yeah.
he's actually approaching the door, having
okay.
stuffing his damaged and bloodstained shirt into his pack, having gone to a vendor to purchase another shirt, and he is
Sure.
so he doesn't have to be worried about it.
All right. What now?
Unless something happens as Esri exits and sees the three of them standing there.
Yes.
I mean,
Okay. Unclear.
waiting on you, mate.
Okay.
Back to the jungle, I suggest. stay light. We'll be good, but we should try not to be seen. Just quickly.
No arguments.
All right.
I walk that way. Okay. So once we are back to the edge of the jungle in the trees, okay, that was. Oh, sorry.
You all recall that Hallis gave you a report on the
Yeah.
authorities' version of what went down last night.
Oh, I'm about to cover that.
Okay, proceed.
That was really great. Still wish only Ari had gone in, because that makes this next great part even better. Would have. Fine. They think we're dead.
Well, they think
Y'all heard
thieves
that,
are
right?
dead. Yeah.
So why are we back in the woods?
Well, because we don't want to confirm for them immediately that we're not dead. I
They
mean, only a
don't-
couple people saw us. I get that, but
Well, do they think we're the thieves and that we died? Or do
Listen.
they just think the thieves?
A Madani
Died.
detective confirmed that the perpetrators were dead. A Deneth heir knows that we're not dead. So two house individuals, I imagine they're just trying to contain. Falco knows we're not dead. Falco knows it was us. So either that Madani detective is garbage at his job, or they're playing at something. But either way, the larger population of the city isn't looking for us. So
sure, it's great.
we have to look out for Falco, which not a new circumstance. So yeah, I think we're fine to head back to the treehouse. Personally.
The place where the people who know that we're alive know that we live.
Where else are we going to go?
Well, right here for the moment, because the second good piece of news, if they were telling the truth, which it seems like they were, was that this map it just does what we expected that it does, right? Like there's no what's the word? There's no. It's not a super weapon itself. It just takes you to the city, which means that
To attain a super weapon.
well, maybe, but I guess what I'm saying is it means that handing over the map itself doesn't itself cause the problem. Right? They were all telling the truth. Seemed to be about that. That's good news. We can work with that.
Yeah.
When we head off the map, should we just follow Tamil forever?
No.
We could just like rotate a lot.
You said there's a lot of Stormhammers. And there's going to be more of them where he goes.
But you said Tama was the one who threatened them. And so we should keep an eye on him.
So
I
I know
interpreted that last part.
it wasn't the biggest slam dunk, at least with my intentions of trying to figure out kind of the end goal of this map. The map itself is not nefarious, which is good. Hallis did mention that somebody more knowledgeable about giant culture might be able to convey more information. So we could go to the tents and see if anybody there might know anything. Tents of Rushmay are where the giants live, just on the outskirts of Stormreach. None of them would have been from this city, but, you know, oral tradition, myth, that kind of thing would be Ari's thinking. I don't know if that would be helpful, and I know it's us walking around talking to more people about this specific thing, but I don't know.
don't actually. I don't know about that. I'm not opposed. Information is good. I don't have much experience with giants, personal, like 1-to-1. I don't know how that goes.
I've been learning it, so I'm hopeful I can, if they don't speak common, stumble my way through a conversation. But
I think Shade's suggestion should be just tossed out of forgotten about. No, we don't need to follow him forever. But if he's gonna go use this map, couldn't we give him the map and follow him once he leaves the city?
I don't think we're gonna have an option. You heard Hallis. You get into the city, you need muscle, people to get past the drow that live there. I think kids are still something that can be twisted. He needs disposable muscle. Why not us? Specifically you all, but
Well, interesting.
but if that's the case, then we could stop him once we're inside. I don't know.
Yeah, it at very least seems like it gives us time.
I don't know
And
if he's going to ask
an opportunity.
us. I mean, but it's just my thinking. If I were him, why would you relent at this point? Unless they're spooked by the Volcori attack.
So, right, that's so we've sort of got an option A, not in order of importance, but just first one we've talked about. Option B, start a full-on war. Seems like it's begun, so
It's not.
obviously we could.
It would be. The Stormhammers are a gang, Ezri. Like, they're street toughs. Like, Danel's Wrath had been fighting with them for ever, since before we were in the city. It's not a war.
Okay, I'm being hyperbolic. A rumble? I don't know. Can try to set groups against each other in a bigger way than they are now to cause trouble. We're being pedantic, I guess, today. Option 3. C. I guess I started with letters. We go in guns blazing and try to take Tommel out. Option 4. We go in not guns blazing and try to take Tommel out. More cleverly. What's option 5? We run. We take the map. We follow the map. We just go, and we see what's in the city. Doesn't really solve the kids' problem. We take the families and go.
With us?
I am putting the options on the table.
Listen, I'm not built for an expedition into the jungle. Like, that's... I would be less than useful, which is what we call a hindrance.
What is the option that you are that you are presenting, Ari? Besides talk to the giants, we can do that. Not do that. I don't know.
That's
What do
that's
we
my
do?
thing. Is without if it's something that we can contend with and fight against after Tommel has it, give them the map while they're out trying to get the thing. We figure out what to do about the kids and the families and all that stuff. If it's something catastrophic potentially, then I don't want to give them the map. I don't want to give them the chance to get there. Like,
We kidnap Tommel, and we make him tell us.
I just want to know where Tommel got his information. Is the thing. Like,
You have half a day. How are you getting it?
I don't know. I don't know.
let's pick what's our favorite option right now. Doesn't have to be the one we choose. Where are we leaning? A lot of looking at the ground at the moment.
Unsurprisingly, I like the plan that puts us in the jungle.
Which one? There were several.
It's my favorite category.
If we don't give him the map, we will have to fight Tommel. If there's something bad at the end of the map and we give it to him, we have to fight Tommel to stop him before he gets it or to stop him when he has it.
So, which one is that? Maybe I didn't enumerate them.
The part
very
with the
specific.
guns
Let's start
on
with-
fire.
Ah, okay. Full, just straight at him. Okay.
What if there was a way to force them to relent without violence?
Absolutely on board.
What if we bring the guns, but we don't set them ablaze? Call in favors, do what we need to do, roll up there with numbers. We know how many people he had there last time.
That sounds... Show up willing to fight, but don't throw the first punch?
No, I mean, I'm saying if beyond a handful of people to support us in case we get into a fight, does Nell's Wrath hate the Stormhammers? I've had some contact with them. I can maybe convince them to show up at this meet. The Swords of Karn, we have some favor with them. Anybody else that we know of?
Clarify a point on Danelle's Wrath, because Ari would have had some at least knowledge of them. They're terrorists. Like
I know.
they blow things up.
I know.
Like
they also
they're
hate the
hyper violent. They're hyper violent Kyrian nationalist terrorists.
But they hate the
just-
Stormhammers. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
But yes, you are correct.
I know.
I know you know. And you know that I know you know.
I know y'all both know.
I now know.
Bum, bum, bum.
I mean,
That doesn't sound like not violence. That sounds like pretty much violence.
no, if there's a show of force, numbers that Tommel knows he can't overcome, at least in the moment. I don't know. I'm just trying to talk through. I don't want violence. I don't want to fight. I don't want to kill.
So, the idea that you're having right now is my idea from 2 days ago that I thought would be the best solution to save everyone from any kind of danger at all. But it's a good idea now. Now it's the good idea.
I'm still on the not. It's an option. It's an option. I don't think it's a different idea than it was before. It's the idea. I just think gangs rolling up to gangs doesn't usually end up with not violence. Probably.
There is less sun in the sky than there was when we started talking. And we still don't have a plan.
I would like to reiterate the jungle option. We could follow them into the jungle. If a fight breaks out, it's not in the middle of town. We're not getting lots of people together to make a bigger fight.
Hog, if we go straight at him, maybe we win. I have confidence in us. Right now we're all very tired, so we would need like a super sleep tonight. Like you need to stop refusing the powder that I keep suggesting. You need to take it. Really, really mellow you out, right?
I'll
Fine.
think about it.
But this is one of those instances where we don't end up at the end of it back where we began. Things will have changed. We will have attacked and killed openly. And so there's still something to consider in the aftermath of that. We could try to be smart about it and try to get Tommel alone and see if we can talk through this and not have a fight. I know I said kidnap before, but is there a better way that we can actually have a conversation without a bunch of backup?
The first time I asked him to, and he had no interest in speaking to us as friends. So no is the answer to that question. Already been attempted.
Okay, how about tricks? How about abilities we have that aren't the killing? Do we have anything?
I can disguise myself, but that's... And, I mean...
I can entangle in vines.
I can...
I have a panther.
Do we know something he carries? Something distinct.
He'll carry this map when we give it to him.
It's true. So, we could try giving him the map, and then trying and finding him later. Try to take him when he's alone. Force things from there.
I don't have a better idea.
A lot of ways this goes wrong. A lot of them. But
There's a lot of ways everything goes wrong,
All of this is
as
wrong.
we've learned.
how long does it take to get to the tents?
Philip, how far away are we from the tents?
Not very.
Not very. I mean, I can go do that if you all want, and you can head back to the treehouse, or you can come.
Nope, we are all together.
Let's hustle. Let's see if there's something there to be learned. Doesn't really change anything else.
All right.
Not expecting us till tomorrow regardless.
Okay. Head to the tents of Rishame. Sorry, Philip.
Yep. All right. So, you make your way around the city to the far side of the Kenora River, where there is an encampment. The encampment is more or less permanent. It's marked out by large mossy stones, and you can see there are a good number of both Goliaths and giants moving around in the encampment. It's fairly sprawling. Again, everything is of magnificent size. These are tents, and they're not like lavish, but they are huge, as you would expect. As you approach, you can see there's quite a bit of traffic in and out of the tents. Lots of people come over to trade with the giants. The giants have access to a lot of resources that from the jungle, and so they do good craft work. They do a whole lot of they collect a lot of herbs and things like that from deep in the jungle as they travel around. So you are not challenged. No one halts you. You walk into an encampment, and there is sort of a little ring in the center where a lot of trade seems to go on between the giants and the city.
Ari would approach somebody not currently engaged in conversation in kind of this center square that seems to be like not somebody passing through, but and in his best attempt at giant,
you have touristy giant at this point. You can
ask, I'm looking for somebody who might know about Hakeb Kalnek. I imagine I'm looking for would be really like solidified in the tour.
Oh yes, yes. You have all the conjugations of the verb to look. You have down.
Also, the cat is on the chair. Mm-hmm. The mouse is under the table.
The bathroom is in the library.
In the tree.
No, it's get me the 12-pound hammer.
That's a
you have
big
a lot
hammer.
of that. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this you have approached a giant. So giants in the tents are they don't look all that different from humans in shape. They're just humans writ large. They tend to be proportionally broader than humans and a little bit more square in their features, but are otherwise fairly human in their appearance. It's not the sort of Neanderthal-esque giants that we got in Game of Thrones, that kind of thing. They're dressed mostly in skins and leather, some of them in clothing that appears to be made more or less of plant life and bark and various things like that. Some just have long robes. This giant is in leathers and hides and leans down with big long black hair hanging down on either side of his face. Gaulronek is our Rushimdal. She would have the most lore.
Speaking in giant or common?
In common.
Where is she?
He sort of jerks his head and stands back up to his full 20-ish foot height and goes striding across the camp.
Ari begins following.
He leads you to a tent, a very large tent. outside of which an older-looking giant woman is sitting on the ground, tending a fire, speaking to a couple of Goliath who are there. And as you approach, she nods and exchanges a polite farewell and turns towards you. She and the giant who brought you here exchange words in a language you do not understand. And then he turns to go, and she smiles.
Hate to do this just real quick. My languages are all exotic. I just want to make sure I don't understand.
You do not.
Okay.
Greetings.
Hello.
How may I be of assistance to you?
I was wondering if you had any knowledge about Hakeb Kalnek, and specifically any stories about any kind of weapons or great magic that might be accessible there.
The Obsidian City is very ancient in the stories of our people. It was a fortress palace of the Kulsir emperors. The place of their treasury, the place from which they exercised dominion over these lands. I do not know tales of a great weapon there, though there may be. It would be a place of much lore, though it is a place of great danger. Even to my people, we do not go that way. Giants who long for a return to the old days linger about those ruins.
Philip, do giants get marks?
Can giants have... So far as anyone knows, the extremely chaotic nature of aberrant dragon marks means that they can appear on any species.
But the house marks...
The house marks are particular to specific bloodlines, and so do not cross species borders. Well, with one notable exception, the mark of finding of House Thrash is found on both humans and half-orcs.
Do the giants that... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm not sure where I'm going with it.
Do the giants that seek to return to the old ways, are they allied with the Sulat Drow that are also there?
The Sulatar remember the power they had as minions of the Kulsir. They believe they are heirs to his empire. They may ally with giants, but giants are not united anymore. And what giants the Sulatar deal with, I could not say. If there are any giants who trace their way back to the Sulat League of Old Kulsir, I say they would be the most likely.
And when you say that the Kulsir emperors exercised their dominance over the empire that was here, does Stormreach fall within the scope of that from the Obsidian City?
Oh yes, all northern Zindrik
So if
was
somebody
under their realm.
So if somebody were to hypothetically gain control of the Obsidian City, they could potentially exercise power from the Obsidian City out over Zindrik.
If one then conquered northern Zindrik again, perhaps it was their capital, their base of operations. It was not that being in Hakeb Kalnak made them powerful. They built it as the place from which they would
Understood.
dominate.
Ezri, you had something?
Yeah, these may not seem as related. I've never known any giants to have any sort of dragon mark. Is that just don't know many giants, or does it not happen very often?
I know of no giants today with a dragon mark. There are stories of giants who could do truly stupendous things, and some think they perhaps bore marks. And some giants say that we were the originals to bear marks. I think this is pride speaking.
All right. The other odd question is, let's say, and I'll just be honest with you, I don't, but let's say I had tons and tons of money. Could I pay you enough money to go to the Obsidian City?
You speak like a city person.
Guilty.
Rushime provides what I need. There is no use for gold out there.
Fair enough.
All right.
Well,
I would not go to the Obsidian City. And I would advise you not to go to the Obsidian City. Stormreach is in enough danger already.
from
Many things. It grows too large, for one thing. It risks the Durashka Tal.
what is the Darash Katal?
People do not talk about this.
I've never heard of it.
When the dragons destroyed Zindrik, they placed a terrible curse upon it. We call it the Durashka Toll. When your mind does not work well anymore.
Insanity?
Confusion?
Insanity, perhaps. Insanity, then, of crowds. Civilizations that grow too large fall into violence.
Anybody have any other questions? You just said.
She pulls out a really large hand that any of you could easily sit in, and opens it, and there is a little bit of she lays it on the ground and opens it flat, and there is a little bit of meat in it, and Cal pads over and begins eating. She runs her very large thumb on the top of Cal's head.
And he lets her pet her. Like, that's so easy to pet him.
I know that you just said you have no use for gold out there. You've provided a good deal amount of information, and if there's any way that we could compensate you, I would be more than happy to oblige.
Should probably be a short-term thing. Something we could provide immediately.
I'm not speaking on behalf of my compatriots if they also want to make the offer, but
I do not.
Our availability might be short.
I have all that I need. I am a servant of Roshime. I am simply the eldest one here. I have few needs.
thank you for your time. Much appreciated and very
Al
helpful.
likes you a lot.
Is a child of Urushime as all of us. It is. And she pats Cal one more time and then takes her hand back.
Right.
I feel like if we weren't in a rush, I would have many more questions for you.
I am here.
Thank
I've
you.
literally never met anyone in the city I like more than you.
That is kind.
Ari begins to walk out.
I'm Shade. I'll probably come back later if that's okay.
All are welcome here.
Thank you, bye.
Well, that was surprisingly pleasant. Don't
Yeah.
know if it elucidated much, but
It provided no concrete information yet made me feel worse about all of this. So don't know if
when you can't
mean,
convince an elder giant on any amount to go back to an ancient giant city, yes,
Yeah.
that seems pretty bad.
Doesn't it seem like the city's going to take care
it
of...
seems like it's going to be hard for them to accomplish their goal.
I felt much better after talking to her. My plan to follow them into the city was a bad plan. The plan for the city to destroy them for us is a plan we had not discussed.
True.
Not one we can really control, but we could, of course, hope, I suppose.
That's right. Trust the jungle.
What now? We need to
Don't
decide if we're
have-
giving Tommel the map or not. That's
We're at that point.
at this point with
What
what
do we do?
know.
Vote? There's only 4 of us. That's not great for voting, but we can try.
Cal's here. I mean, I'm inclined to give it to him. I think it buys us time to figure out what to do with the kids to protect them. The city seems dangerous, so if it doesn't stop him outright, it might take him a bit of time. We are talking about marked individual, well, at least one marked individual, so I wouldn't bet against Tommel being able to make it through whatever lays ahead in the jungle, but maybe slows him down, gives us time to plan.
Hulk?
Okay.
yet today. I need to...
I think we give him the map. I don't love it, but I think
Right. Shade, an additional question. That poison I have given you, are you unwilling to use it? I understand if you are, but if so, I'll have it back.
I, the player, do not remember receiving poison.
I made poison.
I'm so sorry.
paralyzed.
That's
I think.
meant. It's yeah. I mean, to poison Tommel with if the opportunity.
You have a dose of poison
came.
that could be applied to your weapon.
I believe you. I just did not remember that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I don't think I'm against using it. I just have it. No, somebody else should probably.
Keep
Alright.
talking. I got to change earbuds.
Just, I'll hold on to it. Don't want you to have to do something you don't want to.
That's very nice of you.
Again.
Are we taking it to him now or tomorrow?
He expects us tomorrow. We should probably get some sleep.
Pug's gonna
Yes.
turn and walk towards the treehouse.
If you got something to say, then just say it.
Keeps walking.
Sticking together.
I don't know what to do. She's talking to Esri.
I made my one big choice. To the treehouse.
Assuming Philip doesn't have anything to hinder us on the way, gonna just go to bed.
Okay, I'm good.
That's all I'm planning
Ari,
for.
did you move towards the treehouse, or was that you stopping when you asked him that?
I mean, Ari didn't
They did
start
that.
walking probably once Esri and Shade decided to go back to the pog house. Ari would hang back, but walk that direction as well.
What did you call it?
Yep.
The Pog
Yep.
House.
The
Yep.
Pog house?
The Pog House.
Oh, is that
Yep.
what I said?
I was like, did we name our house and I didn't know it?
The tree house.
Okay. Just make sure I wasn't.
Philip, all I said was if you don't have any hindrance to us getting there, Pug's going back to claim a long rest and go to bed for the night.
I have no problem with that.
What time of the day is it?
Afternoon?
Been walking all over the city.
Yeah.
Ari would, once we get kind of close to the treehouse, tell Esri and Shade, "Hey, I'm gonna go poke my head in over at the Sword and Sheath real quick. I'll be at the treehouse in just a second, but I'm gonna pop over there real quick."
By yourself?
Nope.
It's it's
I
fine.
I will follow you. It's fine.
Shade, it's fine.
I'll stay here with Puck.
All right. And
I can hide if you would rather walk by yourself, and I will just watch you, or I can walk beside you. You can. It's fine.
it's fine. You can walk beside me. You don't have to hide. Philip, my only intention is just to check in with Carl to make sure nothing happened last night, just to check in and see.
Okay. You can do that. Absolutely nothing happened last night.
Okay.
Everyone seems to be fine.
All right. Thank you, Carl. Not going to go up and disturb the bright beams or anything. So,
Okay.
Head back to the treehouse. And Ari is
You feeling okay?
oppressively quiet. Okay. No, I'm not.
She has probably waited until that moment. Like, we've
Yeah.
made it all the way. We've
Yeah.
checked on them. We're on the way back, and now breaking the silence.
No, I'm not. I'm not okay, Shade. But
Yeah, no, you don't seem okay. But also, you got really hurt last night.
yeah, it happened. Just a lot to process, think about. So, I don't know. I thought that you, Ezri, and Pog were dead for a bit. Lost control. Murdered somebody. Got stabbed and started bleeding out myself until Ezri brought me back. And I don't know. Soon as I see Pog, after all that happens, he made it seem like my fault. Told me it was my fault for being there. For not just being okay with the fact that him and Ezri hadn't come home after we talked about what we're going to do. So, doesn't feel great. But, and I also basically died last night. Like, Ezri brought me back from something. So I was bleeding out pretty bad. And it was Falco who, yeah, it's all bad. It's all bad, Shade. How are you? That's not sarcastic. That's me being genuine. I mean, last night couldn't have been easy for you either. We both got that whole thing sprung on us. Like, I meant it when I said I'm being genuine. Like, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know where you were.
I don't fully understand everything that happened. There was a lot going on and a lot I didn't see, and somebody that helped us, but also I don't know. But also you were really hurt.
Yeah.
And it was really scary. And I'm sorry that you were hurt. You must have been really scared when you thought we were dead. That's...
Yeah.
I don't think we would die without you. That seems really mean.
I mean, we all split up. We were in, like, I didn't know where anybody was. And there was a fire. And there's very few people in the world that I care about and that know who I am and know the real me. And you were gone at that time. And I allowed myself to go to a place that never been before. And a member of House Deneth just having dinner. Now he's gone. Forever. I'm a killable person to anybody that cared about him. I'm a bad person. that deserves to die. And I don't know if I disagree with him. So, but it's fine.
What? I disagree. And
Thank you.
Pog and Esri would too.
Yeah.
You can be mad at somebody and still want them alive.
Yeah. But
Oh, that's really good.
yeah, but if Falco killed me, Shade, would you want to kill him? Would you want him dead?
Well, he didn't kill you and I want him dead, so I don't know if that's a fair question.
Fair enough.
But
If-
just because somebody wants you dead doesn't make you a bad person. Lots of people want us dead.
At least to me, it feels different, but I hear what you're saying. I don't know. It was a bad night all around. So
that doesn't feel good and it won't ever feel good. But we can learn and try to get better.
yeah, we can. Because we're talking, we're unpacking it.
Emotions are so hard.
So, yeah, when we get back to the treehouse, I'm going to lay down and try to sleep. Had a hard enough time of it before. But I don't know. Like, as much as I feel different after last night, Hog, I don't know what's going on, but he feels different. He won't talk. He's accusatory.
He's very mad at you. But maybe after he sleeps, he'd be less mad.
I mean, maybe not.
Maybe you could give him bacon in the morning, in the evening, when he wakes up.
Maybe. I'll think about it. And with that, Ari just kind of lets the silence linger.
Whenever they enter the treehouse, and Esri sees them, because he has been waiting up in the common room, living room. We probably should define these things at some point. To no
We've
one
got
in
an open
particular,
concept
to neither
is the problem, so it's a little bit of everything.
to neither in particular, he says, "Finally, you're on watch. Wake Pog next," and goes into his room.
Wake Pog. What?
He's suggesting Pog has the next watch.
After one of you.
You definitely need sleep. I am on watch.
Shade, I'm going to need time to come down, though, is the thing. Like, I'm not going to lay down and fall asleep, so I can take next watch if you're in a place where you can actually sleep.
No, you were stabbed.
While y'all are talking right now, you hear from Esri's room like breaking wood.
Sorry. What? I know I was okay. I'll go lay down. I don't know if I'll fall asleep, but I'll go lay down. Thank you.
And then again,
And then Ari goes into his room, and in there, just Ari takes the shirt that was stabbed out of his bag and hangs it on like the edge of his dresser. We'd established that Ari has furniture. And then pulls out of his bag a small journal and opens it and starts writing in it. And like after 2 lines stops, and he just has a silent solo breakdown in his bed. And that's like full meltdown kind of thing. So that's where Ari's at. Until hopefully he goes to sleep.
Do we normally hear those noises coming from Esther's room?
No, absolutely not.
Okay. Just wanted to check. I will ask Cal to continue keeping watch.
Kyle climbs up on the couch and sits there with his chin hanging off enough that he can see the front door.
Cat's
He's the best.
notoriously good at staying awake without excitement.
Yeah.
He's not a liar. If he said he was going to watch,
Which
he
he
will
didn't.
watch. He implied it by looking towards the door. I will probably just yell at Esri's door.
You don't have to yell. It's a small house, and it's.
I'm not sure that after this evening or this last 24 hours, that means she won't yell. She asks Cal to watch, and then standing in the same place, then she just goes, Estri, what are you doing? Because she is worried that you are breaking the precious tree.
Escape hole.
That
Good
provided
plan.
no answers.
Good plan.
Okay, I guess I'm walking into Esri's room.
It's through the door
When you
opens.
hear Esri's in bed, and he points at the wall where he's pulled the wall apart in a place so that he can get out. And without looking, he just lifts up his hand and says, "Escape hole."
Oh. Okay, I don't have a wall there for that reason. It was a good idea. You're welcome. Are you doing okay? You were very nice today to me. And and you aren't the escape hole looks very nice. People like compliments when they're upset, right?
Hog and Ari having emotional breakdown. Shade asked, "Are you okay?" Esri's nice, and like, "Are you doing okay?"
And I'm just gonna apologize to Shade in meta in advance of this. Esri like turns his up. I don't know. I try to be nice, and everyone's mad now. I try to do plans everyone else wants, and everyone's mad still. I don't know.
I'm sorry. Those are a lot of emotions. Sorry. Being nice was fine. I was very grateful for that. But you can be yourself too. Like that's fine. I'm not mad that you went with Pog's plan. Yeah, I don't have anything to add to that. That was very nice of you, and Pog makes really good plans.
Yeah. He's getting there.
It was very unfortunate that there were lots of terrible people outside of...
Couldn't have seen it
They
coming.
were not terrible people. They were chasing someone who stole something. But
Yep, they were guards.
it turned into a bad experience.
Yep, wasn't great.
But it was very nice of you to go along with the plan. And Pog and I made plans without y'all, and so y'all are allowed to make plans without us.
Yep, plans are good, and they work. Mm-hmm.
We did technically make it back with the map.
We have the map, and we're not dead, and we're here in our house.
Cal's on watch, by the way. That's
I'm sure Cal is an excellent watch cat, and nothing will get by him.
you are not feeling well.
Good night, Shade.
That is you politely telling me to leave now, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
okay. Good luck. She goes and sits with Cal. That's not true. She sits down and immediately stands back up. She's just pacing the living room.
Cal puts his head up on the back of the couch and sort of watches. Is Shade going to wake Pog for a turn on the watch?
No,
Okay, I
absolutely
didn't think. I thought that was unlikely to happen. Okay. Does Shade actually attempt to stay up?
100%, yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and mark a level of exhaustion for Shade. Everyone else can take a long rest. Woohoo!
Don't feel good about it, though.
I think what we've learned is that no one feels good about anything.
Cal might. Cal seems
true.
pretty unbothered.
Cal seems pretty content.
He got to meet a lovely giant. It's a good day.
Stole a sofa.
It's his
That sofa
spot.
is his. Yeah.
It's-
Everybody knows this.
are we taking the map to Tommel?
Last we spoke, that was the plan.
You know?
That's the
Okay.
plan on waking.
The night passes uneventfully. To externally,
they did such
at
a
least.
good job.
Yes, externally at least, you know, Obviously, it's fairly eventful internally. But 3 of you wake at least physically refreshed. And find Shade pacing the living room.
Shade. Why didn't you wake anybody else up?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we feeling?
Let's not. Let's just not. This morning.
We still got some time
What time
before we need
are
to
we
go
meeting?
get-
Tom?
I guess the same time last meeting, early afternoon.
Yeah.
So we got some time to prep and get ready.
Oh, yeah. Right?
Which Pog is. Pog is prepped
ready.
and ready. Ready to go now. Ready to go.
Okay.
Yeah, does it have to be the afternoon? Can we just...
I don't have any way to contact Tommel to change the meeting time.
Well, we know where it is. We could just go grab some food on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. I have no appointments. Other appointments.
Sure. Let's do that. Let's go get some breakfast.
All right. You can acquire breakfast from a street vendor easily along the way and make your way over into Cross District and back towards the shop that serves as a front for the Stormhammers. Once again, you see a trio of Stormhammers leaning against the wall outside the shop with weapons on their side. One of them looks up when they see you begin to approach and goes over and bangs on the door, which opens as before, and he goes in, and after a few moments comes back out and beckons you in.
Just want you to know, Philip, I have never wanted to talk to one of your NPCs less than I do right now.
Pog walks straight in the door.
I don't understand.
Just this guy. This guy. And
He
now I know,
might be
Wise guy.
a lovely person.
now I know how you felt every time you had to talk to one of my NPCs in Eberron Campaign 1. Yeah. Just exhausting.
Isn't it? So you come in, and Tommel is there. Well, I know you stole it.
Yep.
Did you actually get it? Did you end up with it?
Pog
There was
takes
some
it off his back
confusion
and
on
holds
that
it in front of him.
Tommel seems visibly relieved and holds out his hand for the map.
You're leaving all of our people alone.
This concludes our business and sets us even as far as I'm concerned. Mirren doesn't need to hear anything about these children, or really any of this, frankly.
And you forget
I
it
got
all.
no reason to
Insight.
tell her. Makes me look bad.
Okay.
Pog hands the map to Tommel.
Tommel takes the map, opens it, looks at it. Well, good. One day, you don't have to believe me. One day, you'll be glad you were a part of this.
I doubt that. We see.
I know.
Pug turns to walk out of the room.
No one
Can
stops
I
you.
roll insight on him?
You can.
20?
Stopping at the doorway
Oh,
to look back.
there is an intensity in him. He seems excited has connotations of like happy or giddy or something like that. I don't mean it that way. Agitated in anticipation of something, and also very relieved to have this. He seems intense, and he absolutely seems to believe what he's saying.
Okay. Regarding his comment about people not needing to know about the children as well, was that...
He seems in earnest.
Okay.
I mean, Ari is good to go. He doesn't have anything left to say to Tommel.
Jade is the last one out. She's not leaving until
If y'all are turning, then Pog's walking
Pog,
out the door.
Ari, and Ezri are out.
Esri hasn't turned to leave yet.
Okay.
I have this odd need to just be really clear recently. You pushed a button here, and it worked. It's not going to work the same way again. I don't care what it is you want to do. Don't push it again. Go.
All right. Out the door. Yep.
Out the door.
Jade likes that. Jade is like,
Tommel will remember that.
yeah. Don't push it.
There's his hitch in Ezri's step.
I love it.
She feels good about that.
Tommel watches you out the door. Door closes behind you.
It's done now.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
I'm going to tell them they're okay. And Pog leaves to go to the sword and sheath.
Okay.
I'll probably go find the moon spears.
All right.
Where are you drinking?
There's a hole in the wall Korvar spot I was gonna go to.
That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
You wanna come?
Yeah. I think I do.
They only serve half and half.
That absolutely cannot be true. They will not be in business.
I mean, at the very least, they have the ingredients of half and half, which
the
are...
individual components.
It comes pre-mixed.
So they get the ingredients
Like those-
immediately to the mixing.
Like those hurricane bottles, pre-mixed.
It's just like a vat. Everything just goes in.
Gross. Gross. I'm against it.
All right. So, Pog, you go to the sword and sheath. I'm going to leave this open to you. They will receive your news, your glad tidings, with gratitude and go back to their home, unless there's anything Pog would particularly like to say, or have to talk about.
He would just like to walk them home, is all.
Yeah.
If they're open to the idea, just down to escort them back, and along the way, whatever natural conversation, as I'm sure I will be regaled with whatever stories of live music performed the night before. The first little bit of brevity for Pog, just that, you know, it's hard to stay in a bad mood around a kid you like.
Yeah.
That's going to be the first little lightening of Pog's soul.
Okay. Yeah, Donabella does not stop talking. Like, she just,
Good.
the whole way, she
Good.
has all sorts of things to say about staying at the inn. This was the height of her month.
Staying in a hotel when you're a child, it's a blast.
Right.
Yeah,
It's like a resort.
I'm with her. Yeah, 100%. That's why he
yeah.
wants to walk back with her.
As they near the place, Mrs. Brightdoom does turn to you and say, Pog, are you and your friends okay?
No, ma'am. No, we are not.
Are
But
you in danger?
usually. And hopefully a little bit less now. But yes, I think so.
Careful.
Yes, ma'am.
And Donabella is through the door, going, I mean that. And in general, you all seem all right. And I would not like to see anything happen to you. But you have made friends with her. And she has lost a lot of people. She had a brother. She had a father. She has lost them both. And so you have all made friends with her. So I mean it. Be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't have a lot, but I've been here longer than you. I owe you somewhat. If you and your friends need things, you can come here. We'll do what I can.
Do you know where I could get some kind of hat or headband? I need to cover my head more now. And I'm scared to try to go buy it for myself. I need help.
She looks at you. Seems to be gauging some things.
If I can, just like to, sway to the side just a little to see, so she can see what I'm working with.
Come inside for a moment.
He does.
She goes upstairs and comes back down with a... this is a world with magic and everything, a cardboard, with a cardboard box. You can see that written on the side is the name Aiden. And she opens it, begins digging through. What kind of hat does she produce?
It's a very good question. It's going to be the most effective kind of cover would probably be one of those flappy winter hats that just like flaps down over the sides. I don't know. Honestly, I'm going to need a minute to think about that.
Okay.
Not much use for that kind of hat in a storm breach.
Yeah,
No.
you will die of heat exhaustion. You think about that.
100%. Yeah. Will do.
Shade, you find the Moonspearer's residence, and you see there are a few more drow than you remember seeing. But you see probably Soleil first, and he sees you and starts walking towards you. Are you all right?
Yes. Are we away from the rest of the drow, like
Yeah.
out of earshot? Okay. I am very sorry that our association with your daughter and her friends put them in danger, and I think it's taken care of. We did what Tommel asked, and he said that he would forget the children. He seemed sincere, but we are thinking through how to best protect them. I am sorry, and I will make sure that we keep our distance. I do not have much control over my friends, but I will definitely keep my distance from them, so that they are not linked with us anymore. Very sorry.
This thing he asked you to do. That was the marketplace last night.
Let me roll something. Okay. Can I roll insight? I
Yep.
don't know if this would make sense, but on how much I trust him.
Sure.
Well, that's a 20.
There's very little real question in what he just said. You don't sense hostile intent in him.
Okay. Do you have a more specific question you would like to ask me? Because I feel like that's not what you were asking.
You think that you did what you did, that you all agreed to do what you agreed to do to protect Ilya and her friends, and not for any other reason. So I believe you put yourself in danger for my daughter again. That is not cause to keep you at a distance. He nods back towards the group of drow. Those are cousins. My wife's kin, mine. They came and they stood here in case something happened. They put themselves in danger to protect my child. My wife, she went out. She did something dangerous last night to protect
Is she
our
okay?
child. She's fine. People who do things dangerous to protect you and yours, those are your tribe. You do not keep them at a distance.
That is a lot of information. Distance is very safe.
You may stay at whatever distance you like. But I will not ask you to stay at a distance. People who will protect you and yours are people you keep close, so that you can protect them.
Yeah. Thank you.
Be careful.
We will try.
And if you need us, tell us.
That is a very big offer. Because we get in a lot of spots of trouble. We get into a lot of trouble.
You have protected my daughter twice. If you need me help, you will tell me. And I will be there.
Children should be protected.
Yes, they should. And people who risk themselves for your family should be protected. So if you need us, tell us.
Thank you. If you need us, you can tell us too.
Thank you. And Ezri and Ari, I assume, are intending to actually get drunk. I assume this is a let's go drink to forget sort of thing.
I mean, Ari's certainly not looking for moderation in this venture. But
What kind of drunk is Ari?
talkative.
Talkative
Like,
drunk?
Yeah, he's a very social drunk. Like,
What kind of
he's-
drunk is Ezri? I don't know if Ezri will actually get drunk, but
Yeah, I mean he's being a little more intentional about this. But yeah, this is him. He's trying to chill.
sure.
You know, he's got finer tastes, so it's more of a cocktail.
They do actually have things other than half and
Yeah,
half,
yeah.
although that's their specialty. So there are things to drink. They actually even have like a variety of half and halves. You can
quarter and
Each
3/4
grosser than the
feet.
next.
Well, it's, what kind of wine you mix, and some of them have like citrus in them and that kind of thing. It's all strange.
I will say, just from a sort of meta standpoint,
Yeah.
that Esri is there to try to figure something out,
Oh.
and not necessarily anything specific. He's trying to figure this out. So he's not there to forget. He's there to listen and see if he can understand something of
Ari, just
why like everyone's personality just seemed to kind of flip on him a little bit.
Eric, gauge for us how helpful in that venture drunk Ari will be.
I mean, there will certainly be some level of insight gained into Ari's current mental state, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, Ari initially is very quiet when you sit down with him to drink, and probably after 2.5 half and halves, he's not sloppy or anything. He's just kind of leaning back in his chair, and the first thing that you hear come out of Ari's mouth is, you ever feel like your life is a farce? Like, just like there's some cosmic punchline that you're not in on, but somebody somewhere is just having a time.
When I was 10 years old, I woke up early in the morning, absolutely covered in every bug within a half-mile radius. So yes,
We have this saying amongst my people. In Elvish, it's Te Bisteron Tumaria Nava. It means may your names be forgotten. It goes back generations, but it's, after you've left a town, if you were a particularly bad spot and you had to steal some bread or, run out on a tab, your name will be forgotten. They'll never know it was you, kind of thing. Man, sure does feel like a punchline. That what I do, I'm not doing anything remarkable. Be nice for somebody, somewhere, to remember me, have a legacy of some kind. I figured it was you all, since, we spend so much time together, that it would be hard for you all to forget. Then when I thought you all were dead, just realized that was all gone in a flash like that. And yeah, like I told you before, I killed that guy. And now, you and Shade have been very helpful, but I don't know what I did to Pog. That he seems to want to forget me, to act like I'm not there, that I don't exist. And for me, in my particular situation, that doesn't feel great.
Yeah.
Tried to talk to him and I was a ghost. Granted, it was a bit aggressive, but sorry, I'm gonna cut this. There's a bad situation with the dogs going on right now. I need to step out for like 45 seconds.
Oh no.
In that 45, I will say, having been going through HeroForge while listening for hat inspiration, I don't
good
know.
idea.
So his, you said the name on the box was Aiden? Mm-hmm. Was that son or husband?
Husband. Son
Husband.
wouldn't have had a head large enough.
Yeah, I did. I just wanted to make sure.
It could have been much older.
Nah, it's going to wind up being a boring choice, but the most practical option for me is that a large, almost bandana, a large multi-use. So it's going to be
like a shamog kind of kerchief.
could be but long enough that can be wrapped to be worn as a headband with enough that will allow me to take the top hair, keep that high pony that I sometimes wears around the treehouse, but that it would still have some drape down the back that hides what's growing there, or to be used as a bandana, scarf, mask if necessary, a large multi-purpose swath of obviously very worn cloth.
Okay.
That's going to be.
So yeah, she that is what she pulls out. She pulls out a big woven essentially a big woven square of cloth, like a big woven kerchief. In green. It's green with sort of black and gold thread in the weave, in the hatching.
I'm sorry, guys. He said he was going to cut this.
Oh, we'll just tell him not to.
Yep. He will learn of all this as he watches.
I'm back.
Eric, we're dealing with Pog's hat, so don't cut this, but tell the viewers your dogs are fine.
My dogs are fine.
Okay.
But cut me saying that I said he was going to cut this. And
Yeah, it's
Don't
too
cut
late.
it.
It's
Don't
too
cut
late.
it.
It's just
They
it's,
were-
Congratulations on making the cold open. All right.
it's raw.
really tried here. Feeling very Esri right now.
They were trying to eat a toad. Was the
Nice.
So now one of them
Nice.
is foaming at the mouth. From
Awesome. And she sort of pulls it up. This will do for now, I think, until you can find something better.
Thank you. And he's going to just the very basic triangle over the top and tie off like a bandana. Thank you, Mrs. B. More careful already, see?
Good.
And as we are close enough to just be handing something off, just very softly but earnestly, he's going to go for a hug on Miss B. It's been a lot. Just a very gentle hands on the shoulders.
She leans in and pats you on the back. Very gentle hug.
I should go.
Take care. Tell the others, be careful.
I will. Bye, Mrs. B.
Goodbye, Pog. Back at the bar. Ari just spoke.
I've learned some things over the last few weeks. Number one is that no one wants to hear what I had to say.
I've learned giant.
Yeah. How's that go? Never mind. Two, it's that dead people are quite talkative. Still working on that, but Perhaps that is comforting. Dead is definitely not some end state.
He's at the end of his now third half and half. He's like, well, we could tag team a dead giant then.
I don't know.
Speaking to it.
Still not clear? It's okay. Well, the last thing I was going to say, though maybe it's not worth saying any more, is that I feel better than I have in a long time. And we are in so much more danger than we have ever been. Just off the charts. But you know what it is? I realized I had chosen, I don't remember when, but I chose that I was sticking around. Regardless of what happened. I still don't quite know why, because all of you are just absolutely horrible for me. But I've clearly made the choice, and all the rest of it just doesn't really matter that much. So now I'm just trying to work it out. I don't know if any of that helps.
I'm glad that you're feeling better. Seemed to have a rough go of it there for a bit.
Yes, well, it's all still awful, but I suppose you answer one question, try to make the rest fall in line.
So I guess if you hadn't have found me when you did in the alley, then I guess you could have still talked to me. Well, do you have to have the skull? Like that gnome guy?
Apparently that's one method. I've never done it on purpose. Mostly I just hear so far. I did talk to the guy in the what do we call it?
Well, then you would not seek me out then, because if I've learned one thing from us talking, you do not like it when you just have to listen to me.
Ari, I've never had to listen to you in my life.
Listen, I don't know what we're going to do about Falco. I don't know what we're going to do about Tommel. I don't know what we're going to do about the Rubble Warren gang. I know that if it's going to be harder if Pog's not talking to me. Kind of creates a communication barrier amongst the group. And I don't know why he's so mad. Like, I understand why I'm mad at him, and it makes sense. I still understand why he's mad at me.
It's such a valid drunk argument.
I'm sorry, that was just so real.
It's so real. It's so valid.
Ah, yes. I remember 2 months ago very well. Why is everyone mad at me? I know I'm mad at them, but why are they mad at me? Yes. Maybe I'm just further down the road than all of you.
See, and up to this point, you were being so pleasant.
I feel pleasant.
Nothing terrible happens at the bar.
Yeah.
You are able to drink and be drunk, if that is your desire, in safety and calm. Over the next little bit of time, one important thing becomes very clear. Within a couple weeks of you turning over the map, all Stormhammer activity in Stormreach ceases. And that's where we'll stop.
And that's where we'll end tonight's episode. Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
it's like a double episode at this point.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't want to interrupt you guys.
Lots of talking.
Oh.
Little progress, lots of talking.
I don't know. We got somewhere.
We did complete a major quest.
You did complete a major quest. Nice. Good try.
So maybe say a milestone of some kind, potentially.
So, we will wrap up our episode there. Thank you all so much for sticking through this. What are the giant size issues?
Yeah.
This giant size Khyber Shards. We are
Our
so
longest
glad to
episode
have
was
you.
the least fun. Like,
Yeah. I'm so excited for what comes
something
next.
has
It
to
has to be lighthearted compared to this. At least the next session does.
If you have questions you'd like to submit for our Friday Q&A episodes, you can do so in the comments below. You can also do so over on our Discord. You can find all our Discord link and all of our various social medias in the description below. You'll also find a link to Colin's Twitch, where he streams at twitch.tv/sorrybtr. So go check him out as well. But in the meantime, this has been Khyber Shards, and thanks for rolling with us.